Hey everybody, welcome to the video, welcome to the channel. It's a little overcast this morning, but you can see the sun trying to work its way through the clouds and what I'm sure will be a beautiful sunrise. We are working for Dirt Perfect today, hauling a lot. I mean a lot of equipment. We're gonna be running both trucks, both trailers, all kinds of fun stuff. It's gonna be a busy day, so let's get to it. Oh, gotta go in the hole there, bud. Do something with this situation, I guess. Oh, there's something on your lens too. We gotta do something about that. Yes. Yes. Problem. Seem to be missing something right there, and I don't know if he's got any extra to shop, so I'm gonna do something unpopular. I'm just gonna borrow one from here. Actually, as I was looking down, I saw the one that fell out laying on the ground, so we'll just clean this up and put it on there. It probably needs a new one, but as most of you guys know, Mike's got a oops, that's got a stain. Mike's got a full trailer rebuild coming up this winter, so we're just kind of in limp mode for about another, I'd say another couple weeks. We'll get this fella cleaned up, get it in, we'll be on the road. How far did you guys think we were going? This first one was just staying on the lot, so just pull up enough to let her run it out, and then we're gonna go for our next piece. I mean, everywhere. Oh yeah? Oh, you know, she's not too excited this morning. Come on, sweetheart. All right, take two. There she is. We were obviously after the 140. Mike got it down here working on this Habitat House foundation. He said I can just back right in here. I just want to get out and walk it real quick, make sure there wasn't anything. It's an old industrial lot, or it's an old something lot, I don't know what it is, but Just want to make sure there's nothing goofy that's going to mess up the tires, and we'll get that thing loaded. Look at that, huh? Strange looking rock. Strange looking rock. We are chained down and ready to go. Flags, banner, boom, corners, more flags. Toolbox is shut, everything's closed up. Let's hit the road. Do that. That's wrong though, isn't it? Shouldn't it? It's a weird looking rock.
There's a guy that I used to work with like 15, 20 years ago.
Never heard of him.
I got mad and threw all of his tools out.
You think we found it?
I think we found one.
I don't know who that would have been. So we got the 140 dropped off for Mike's next basement job. That showed up. Now we're off to get the C8500 and pick up another piece of it. We'll just store it there for that one. That'll be fun. I guess we probably ought to put the ramp up. There we go. Da, 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 da. chance to run. So we are up at the house. We're gonna grab the D4 from the pond project and take it to the basement job. Pup is leading the way. Still some leaves hanging on here. Makes it kind of pretty, but we can see in the distance there is some rain getting ready to move in, which is good for the pond, I suppose, but bad for loading equipment. Well, she was leading the way. She's going the wrong way. Going the wrong way. Oh, fingers crossed she starts today, bud. You guys want a quick pond update while we're here? Let's see if she's gained any. It's actually the first time I've been down in a couple days. Let's see. Oh yeah, I think she has gained a little bit. And with that weather coming in, all right. It's kind of exciting, isn't it? I'm excited about it. Let's see if we can get this thing to start. Master is off. Always a great thing. Parking brake's on. Sometimes I mention the parking brake being on. The parking brake, when it's off, requires electricity to hold the brake off. So if you leave the parking brake off and the master on, it'll use electricity to keep the brake off, and you'll end up with the dead battery. So whenever I mention the parking brake being on, that means that no electricity should be used to hold it. Anywho, here we go. Yep. Yep. This is going to help. This is probably going to help us a little bit. Quick before.
It's like 3 miles. It's not quite that. You load up right there.
Yeah.
You're gonna go down the hill.
Is it what you just said?
You're gonna go across Dillon Road. You're gonna go across Dillon Road, and it's like a mile down that road.
These what? I'll just set the odometer to a mile and offload it there.
I'll call Dan. He'll meet you up there and load it.
Talked to Mike. He just got a phone call. We've got a load added on. I got to move the 855 yet, and then we're going to go pick up another person's Volvo 140 and get it hauled for them. So we're adding that to the list. We are back in the Mac. One handy thing about Dirt Perfect's lot, it has this drainage ditch or drainage swale, whatever you want to call it. It runs through the middle of the yard, and if I'm taking something like the 855 that's smaller and doesn't like to climb that ramp very well, then I just put my trailer axles right in that swale, and that makes that ramp not quite as steep. Little things like that make your day a little bit easier. That's for sure. Now, this is the only thing I'm worried about not starting. Everything else is fired up fine today, but she was a little dead the other day. What are you gonna do today? Oh, there's not even any lights. Somehow I ended up with no jumper cables in my car, CD500 or the Mac, and that's okay. We're just gonna go ahead and get that 140 hauled so that guy gets taken care of, and then we'll come back down, see if we can get that thing jumped. We'll see what happens. So Mike's shop is pretty much on the way. Pepsi cans. Pretty much on the way to where we're getting this 140, so I figured I'd go ahead and stop by. Oops. Oh, I'm sorry, honey. That was a hard hit. Figured I'd go ahead and stop by, grab the jump pack, and that way, after we get this other excavator dropped off, why, we can just head down to get the tractor. Okay, just offloading on the road? I'll pull it just a little bit. Huh? Oh, well, there you go. says he owns the road, so we're gonna pull up just a little bit to make it a little bit easier on the ramps and on him. All right. Tractor take 2. So we can't access the battery very easily on this tractor, so we always just jump the starter. That's fine. And we are 1224. We got the option. We love this pack. We are 12 volt. And by the way, people always ask, what's the brand of this pack? There you go. That's what we're rocking. And we love it. Love it, love it. That's fun. Look, you can put fish in there. You could. I got a towel. Not very well. So we're back at what Mike calls the lean-to. He calls it that because that's what it is. So he wants to be able to store the straw blower and 855 back here as well. I don't know. We'll figure something out. It shouldn't take us too long. We've got the boss with us, so don't we? What do we say? What do we say, pup? Huh? What do you think? Right there? I think so too. I think so.
Believe the 855 is bigger than a 655.
It's crazy, right?
It's insane.
Be cool if they had like a middle ground.
Yeah, like a 755.
Yeah, something.
That'd be a handy tractor.
That'd be a handy tractor.
Yeah.
All right, so we got all the tractors and implements and stuff parked where dirt perfect wants it. We can keep it there out of the weather. That'll be nice. And then we went in and we looked at some analytics. We were talking about what happened with the dam video the other day. And we went in and we were looking at some analytics and kind of looking at the channels and how things are performing. Most of you know, if you've been with the channel for just at least 2 videos, that we had a little mishap with a YouTube update a couple videos ago. This is the info card to that video. If you haven't seen it, you might want to check it out. But at the end of this video, if you're interested, sometimes we talk about the content creator side of things. If you're interested, at the end of this video, I'm going to talk about the content creator side of why the analytics matter, why we made the decision to delete that video and then re-upload it, and the difference that it made. But right now, we're gonna take the skid steer, go grab the forks, a few other implements, get some things moved down to the lot, and get the day finished out. That's what we're gonna do, bud. That is what we're gonna do. I could set some of this stuff on the side. Probably could. No reason I couldn't. I don't know. Every day I just kind of make stuff up, you know it? That's just the best way to do it, in my honest opinion. You could start out with a plan, but the world's just gonna laugh at you, so you might as well just start out with a starting point and figure it out from there, in my honest opinion. In my honest opinion. Forks are next. Why is he?
It's also a good time to remind you it's 2 speeds.
Oh yeah, that was good. Gentle, gentle, super gentle. Loved it. All right. Oh gosh. You know it's embarrassing when things like that happen. And then look, there's Joanne watching me. They did throw a strap on that just real quick, but we're literally going right there in that corner. I'm just going to that corner. That's where the other 2 implements are sitting. So I just threw it on there real quick. We're gonna get spun around and go grab the other 2 attachments. So that's all the further we're going. It's just, there's a little trail right there. Well, I'll just show you. Let's just get in here and I'll just show you. There she sits, parked, ready for the next one, topped off with fuel, ready to go. The deck needs swept a little bit, but all in all, pretty good day. I mean, we did it, guys. We got everything moved. We didn't break anything. We didn't lose anything that we know of yet. It may show up in the future, but as of now, I think we did it. I'm gonna call that a successful day. As far as the trucking goes, now earlier I mentioned we would talk about the analytics and why we deleted that one video. Well, let's go up to the house real quick. Let's have a little conversation. So Dirt Perfect and I had kind of shop day because it was rained out, and he is nice enough to hold the camera. I say, everybody say hi, Dirt Perfect. That was good. That was good. That could be man behind the scenes.
It is definitely not man behind the scenes. We're going to clear that up right now.
Anywho, the other day, you guys noticed I made a slight mistake on the channel, and earlier in
Kleeman make a mistake? This has got to be a first.
Well, They say wisdom comes from mistakes. So, gotta be the wisest. No, that doesn't make any sense. Anyway, now listen. Earlier in the video, I told you I kind of explained my decision to delete a video and re-upload it. So this has happened to Mike and I before, but here's what happened. YouTube did an update. YouTube does not tell us when they do updates. They're just like, surprise, here you go, a bunch of new changes. And we have our channels set to defaults when we upload. Mine and their perfects are set to upload unlisted. There are 4 options that you can have when you upload. Public, which means everybody can see it right off the bat. Unlisted, which means anybody you send a link to can see it, but that is it, which we use that a lot if we have sponsorships or partnerships, or we have a video with maybe a guest or collaboration, and then we can kind of send that off so they can preview it first to make sure they're okay with it. Private, which means nobody can see it, and then you can schedule it, which means it goes public whenever you schedule it, obviously. Now, their perfect has 2 defaults we use are typically unlisted and scheduled. When YouTube did their update, it automatically went to public. I did not notice that. And I uploaded a video a couple days before the actual day, which is Thursdays and Sundays. And that video did really well in the first hour, which it wasn't supposed to be live. It got like 800 views, and I noticed some comments start to show up. And I was like, oh man, that's a problem. So I didn't cancel it. I switched it to unlisted. Like I said, if it's unlisted, anybody with a link can still view it. So if you got a notification and you still had a ticket to watch, YouTube's analytics started on that first view, and their analytics carried on throughout the next few days when I turned it to unlisted. So the way it looked the first time, we'll use green, is on day 1, it did this, and I switched to unlisted, it did this, and then for the next 4 days until it came back on, it did this. YouTube viewed this as a poor performance and decided not to push it, and it carried on and did this. Now,
on this point right in here, you switched it back to public, correct?
Switched it back to public, and it just kind of maintained that flat line, which they provide us with all this information, which is pretty cool. What they consider a successful video comes from 3 main things, at least we feel that way. Views, the duration, the watch duration, that people are actually watching it, which adds up to get your watch minutes. If these are steady and they increase, they consider that somewhat successful, and they'll push it. Most of our videos look like that. They're just nice and steady. YouTube likes that a lot. So the whole reason I ended up deleting it was, one, I phoned a friend and said, hey, have you ever made this massive, terrible mistake, yourself? Because he's just so perfect. And he said, yes, I make this mistake all the time. And
4 times in 438 videos. If they're wanting stats.
If they want stats. He said what I did was delete it and then re-upload it. And that should start all your analytics over. And that, in fact, is exactly what happened. So I ended up deleting the video. It had around 2,000 views, and I deleted it. And I re-uploaded it, and it ended up getting around 15,000 views that first day. All because the analytics got started over from scratch. So what YouTube saw was good, steady growth. They saw lots of likes. They saw lots of comments, which they really take viewer interaction into play as well. That was kind of the whole reason I ended up deleting it. That was 3 days of work, 10 hours of editing. And we just, I don't know, I wanted it to be successful.
By doing what you did, probably 10 to 12,000 more people got to see that video that wouldn't have.
Yeah.
Because even though it's the same content, YouTube viewed that as an entirely new video.
Mm-hmm. They really don't care about what the content is. They care about these 3 things and viewer interaction. So if people are watching, if they're watching for a good amount of time, and they're hitting that like button, and they're leaving comments, they're going to consider it decent.
And as far as YouTube's concerned, those things right there translate into advertisable sales for AdSense.
And that's what they push, because YouTube wants to make the money on it.
Exactly.
So, I don't know. I hope that makes sense. I hope that helps you guys out.
You're welcome for saving your video, Captain.
Thank you for saving my video and holding my camera. He's injured, by the way.
I am. I got to hold a camera left-handed. You know how odd this feels?
We kind of do this every now and then. If you have your own channel, you're thinking about starting a channel, it's just some stuff that we do. We don't necessarily have YouTube figured out, but it's just what we do.
And this is our interpretation and experience. There's no actual YouTube facts or articles about this.
It's not like there's a cheat sheet that tells you how to do this. This is just what we personally experienced, like you said. So anyway, I hope that all makes sense to you guys. If you watched it twice, I appreciate that. If you commented twice, I really appreciate that. And as always, thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next one.
Can I get a shameless plug in?
Yeah, get a shameless
plug. We are launching a podcast. It's going to be called A Few Points from Perfect, and we have an hour-and-a-half podcast that covers a bunch of this stuff as far as I call it YouTube 101, The Simple Life. So if you guys are interested in that, search that, A Few Points from Perfect on YouTube, and hopefully it'll be on a broadcast casting.
When's that going up?
The channel's already up. The first video is already live.
There you go.
So we'll hope to be adding a few more. So if you guys want more in depth on this, we talk about this quite a bit. So.
All right, that's it. Thanks for watching, guys. And oh dear, we'll catch you on the next one. I gotta get this shot. Kids are gonna kill me.
YouTube 101. No. Cut.
Content creator corner. Creator.
No.
Nope. Creator crossroads. Content creator crossroads. Crossroads. No, something with content.
How about clean up? This is what we did to fix it. All right.
Roll.
All right.